Roman punishments were so much worse than you think. Ancient Rome was a civilization of art, law, and empire. But when it came to justice, Rome didn't just punish, it performed. The goal wasn't rehabilitation, it was fear. And what they did to criminals, rebels, slaves, and traitors was often so brutal. It still shocks us today. Let's dive into the worst Roman punishments. And trust me, crucifixion was just the start. 1. Crucifixion, Rome's signature death. You've heard of it. But Rome turned crucifixion into pure terror. It began with a flogging so severe the victim's flesh often hung in ribbons. Then they were paraded through the streets, carrying a heavy wooden beam, bloodied and broken. The nails went through the wrists and ankles, not the palms. Once raised on the cross, death came slowly, over hours or even days, through suffocation, thirst, and exhaustion. Birds pecked at their skin, the crowd threw garbage. And the corpse might hang for days, rotting in the sun, a message carved in flesh. This is what happens when you defy Rome. 2. Poena Cullei, death by sack of madness. Rome had a specific punishment for the worst crime of all, killing your own father. Alongside a dog, a snake, a monkey, and a rooster. The Poena Cullei involved being sewn into a leather sack. Then the whole sack was thrown into a river. Inside, panic, claws, bites, screams, and then drowning. Maybe symbolism. Maybe chaos. Maybe Rome just liked the spectacle. Why the animals? No one knows. 3. Damnatio ad bestias, death by lion. Some criminals didn't get a trial. They got a show. At midday in the Colosseum, condemned men and women were sent into the arena, unarmed. Then the lions, leopards, and bears were released. This wasn't justice. It was theater. Crowds laughed, cheered, and sometimes placed bets. Sometimes it just ruined you. The name for it? Damnatio ad bestias, condemnation to the beasts. It was Rome's favorite lunchtime entertainment. 4. Branding, mutilation, and shame. Rome didn't always kill you. Slaves who escaped and were caught again might be branded on the forehead with the letters FVG, fugitive. Others had noses cut off, tongues removed, or eyes gouged out. Even your memory wasn't safe. If you offended the emperor, your name could be erased from history, literally chiseled off monuments and removed from public records. This was called damnatio memoria, and it was considered a fate worse than death. 5. Molten gold and rotting corpses. Rome loved symbolic punishment. One corrupt governor who hoarded wealth was executed by pouring molten gold down his throat. Another murderer was tied to his victim's corpse, left to rot alive, consumed by disease and guilt. When the empire wanted to send a message, it made sure everyone heard it. 6. Buried alive, the Vestal fate. Vestal virgins, priestesses of the goddess Vesta, took a 30-year vow of chastity. If they broke it, they weren't whipped. They weren't hanged. They were buried alive in a sealed underground chamber, left with a single lamp and a loaf of bread. Rome claimed they weren't killing her, just giving her to the gods. But the result was the same. 7. Emperors, torture, and total power. When the emperor was in charge, punishment got creative. Nero burned Christians alive as torches. Caligula forced senators to kiss his feet, and sometimes killed them for blinking the wrong way. Domitian executed people for making jokes. In Rome, the law was a knife and the emperor held the handle. Outro, a legacy written in blood publicly and painfully. Rome gave us roads, aqueducts, and a legal system that still echoes today. But hidden beneath that legacy is a darker truth. Rome ruled with iron and fire. Justice wasn't blind. It was theatrical, terrifying, and often terminal. From burning gold to roaring lions, from crucifixions to cursed sacks, the empire made sure its enemies didn't just die. They died loudly, because in ancient Rome, fear was the foundation of peace.